Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra, and with me somebody very, very special joining right in is Mr. Jayen Mehta. He's the Managing Director of India's largest dairy cooperative, Amul. As we know it, welcome sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. We are speaking at the sidelines of the BT India at 100 Summit, and you are a company who's the best poised to be speaking about this and the India's next 25 years of journey, because you've been chugging along with India's independence right from day one and have been celebrating your own 77th year of the company's operations too. So congratulations for that. We all know Amul's story is India's story, but I think for all our viewers out there on the social media, they would want to know one thing. Every time something happens on an everyday basis, the one ad they want to look forward to get some inspiration is the Amul ad. Tell us, who is the person behind that Amul ad and what goes behind that creativity?
Well, this is a tough question because I'll have to ask the Amul girl to answer this. Well, this campaign has been going on since 1965, and our agency in Bombay, Dikuna Communications, has been doing it consistently. It's sad to share that Mr. Sylvester Dikuna, who pioneered this campaign, passed away last month, but the legacy and the heritage is carried on by Rahul Dikuna and his team, and we are happy that this campaign has been connecting with the Indians over the last several decades, across generations, and this is a brand and a campaign which everyone in India owns it actually.
Absolutely, sir. So since you're the largest dairy cooperative in India, I want to understand from you, we're talking about India and the next 25 years of growth for India. How do you see the dairy sector growing over the next 25 years and the consumption trends really changing in India?
The story of India dairy is very, very different as compared to any other sector. At the time of independence, and Amul was formed a year prior to India's independence, India was languishing in milk production. It was said that the gutter water of London was bacteriologically superior than the milk available in city of Bombay. So the cooperative model actually brought in this big change in the dairy industry. And from 2 village societies and 247 liters of milk, the Amul journey started in 1946. The same model of Amul was replicated by the National Dairy Development Board under Operation Flood from 1970 to 1996. In 1998, India became the largest producer of milk in the world. And today we are number one, and the difference between number one and number two is more than 50%. So milk is the largest agricultural crop in India today. Amul is grown from strength to strength, and last year our turnover was 72,000 crores, $9 billion. And more importantly, the 36 lakh women farmers who are owners of this brand Amul are getting more than 85% share of what you spend as consumers. And that's about 200 crore rupees every day getting into their bank accounts. So it's a great story of not only India becoming the largest producer of milk in the world, but also how women empowerment could happen, how people could get livelihood in their villages. We as consumers could get nutrition, good quality milk available at affordable prices, along with a range of tasty products which come under the brand Amul, which is proudly claiming it to be the taste of India, even when we export to more than 50 countries around the world. And this is where the great opportunity for India lies. Yeah. In the next 10 years, today India produces about 22% of the total milk in the world. The next 10 years, it will be about 33%. And by 2047, it will be more than 47%. So now, for us to remember for the next 25 years, you add 1 year to the calendar every year, and India's share in the world market will go up. More importantly, India becomes a dairy to the world. And we are not just discussing milk and milk products. That is what is livelihood for 10 crore families in India. You will see the ample opportunities you get when you export your products. More importantly, this is a story about not only exporting the products, it is also about exporting this model. It's a cooperative model which brings in development across the societies, and every developing country in the world requires it. A case in the point is, we are now entering into a joint venture in Sri Lanka, with the request from the government of Sri Lanka to make Sri Lanka self-sufficient in milk. So when you say India is rich with milk, and Indian model of milk is working from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, it will soon be from Kashmir to Colombo. And this is where we look at the future things, and not only sell milk and milk products to the world, but also transplant this development model and bring about development in all developing countries of the world.
That's true, sir. And you know, since you've recently taken over from Mr. Story as the managing director of the company, I want to understand your own vision for Amul going forward now, say over the next 5 years, 10 years. Where do you want to steer Amul to? Where will we see Amul, say 5 years from now or 10 years from now? It is the largest dairy company, but what will it grow into?
Amul's vision is vision of its 36 lakh farmer owners, and it's a collective vision, a collective path that we take to build our own future. Having said that, we're building on what has been done over the last 7 decades at Amul. We see great opportunity in not expanding the dairy range with more and more milk coming in, value addition in milk, and also the recent foray into organics is trying to give food without chemical fertilizers and pesticides to Indians. We need to be aware that to stay healthy, all these things actually damage our health. So farmers want to produce organic products because it helps protect their soil, makes it more remain rich in nutrients, and consumers also want to eat healthy. Now, this is the bridge Amul is going to become, and we are doing it in a very big way. We are also promoting a new multi-state cooperative on organics, and this is where the mission of developing the organic portfolio grows. So your kitchen will soon, we already launched 8-10 different products, and we'll be launching many other products, so that practically every item you consume in your kitchen will be Amul Organics and Amul Dairy products, and that would make Amul a much stronger brand. We're looking at a turnover of about 1 lakh crores in the next 2 to 3 years. But here, the sky is the limit actually. Post-COVID, people realize that they don't want to consume loose and unpackaged, unbranded items. So that shift from loose to packaged and branded has happened in a very big way. India produces close to 60 crore liters of milk every day. Amul handles 3 crore liters of milk every day. But if 5% Indians shift from loose to packaged and branded, these 3 crore liters of milk available. So you can practically add 1 Amul every year in India. So you can imagine 70-80,000 crore rupees of business every year is available, and it's up to us how much we can take it. But we have factored in all this in our plans. We are expanding our capacities in a very big way, expanding the portfolio in a very big way, creating new plants, new projects across the country, and we are sure that the trust which consumers have in our brand will make us achieve whatever we can dream of. And that would mean the 3.6 million farmers and their families will have a much happier life in the years to come.
Absolutely. Do you foresee yourself as the number one FMCG company in the years to follow?
We already are with this year 72,000 crores. We are much larger than the largest known FMCG company in the country. But see again, I talked about milk numbers, I talked about turnover. Our currency is actually milk. It's not milk, it's trust. And this is the trust actually which will make producers happy, consumers happy, and that's what we want to grow.
Absolutely. And affordability, like you talked about, that is the key that you have built your trust on with the billions of Indians who consume the milk from your cooperative. And that's what I wanted to understand. You have a very unique model. You buy the raw material, the raw product at the highest price point, but you deliver it in the final packaged product at the most competitive price or at a lower price than all of your competition. How does that really work? And are you going to take all of that learning to the entire FMCG portfolio of yours as well?
Well, this is the core of a cooperative model, and as a business channel, and these are things which they don't teach in business school. A business school expects you to buy raw material at the highest price, the lowest price, because that's where you are seen smart. You sell the finished product at the highest price. That's where you make the maximum profit for your shareholders and owners. We do exactly the opposite. We buy the raw material at the highest price. Why? It's not by choice. It is forced because you're buying it from your owners, and you can't tell your owners this saste mein de do. Consumers trust Amul as the value for money, the best quality at the most affordable price, because again, we are very clear that if the market grows, the demand for products will grow, and the producers will be happy because they will have more demand for milk in the times to come. So you buy high, sell low, work with very low costs, low margins, low overheads, and as a result of which keep both sides of the business happy. The producers on one side, consumers on the side. So the model is simple: value for money for the consumers, value for many because you deal with millions of producers, and that's what the brand grows. This is what is the essence of a cooperative model, and whatever new things we do, it's the same theory, same philosophy has to be practiced. You can't deviate from it. It is very difficult. It's very challenging. But the results keep coming in, and the volumes justify that everybody in the ecosystem benefits when a cooperative works with the interest of both the producers and the consumers.
You talked about, value for the consumers and value for the shareholders that you already have. Are you going to think of a future where you list yourself on the exchanges? Will we see an Amul IPO coming in?
This itself is a very contradictory thought, because the investors would demand returns. That returns can come only if we reduce the price of milk we buy from our farmers or increase the price to the consumers. Any of these things we do will be counterproductive, because you will leave so many people unhappy. So having said that, a cooperative cannot think of it and per se, though we invest 3 to 5,000 crore rupees every year, we don't need that money from the market. Our value resides in the wallet of the customer, and whosoever endorses our brand and buys our products is a part of this Amul movement.
Yeah.
Having said that, let me also make some fun facts, share a fun fact.
Sure.
The largest listed company in India has close to 31 lakh shareholders. We have 36 lakh shareholders. So that way, we have lot of aspirations to meet for our shareholders, our investors who are farmers. And believe me, each one of, you can buy a share of a private company at IPO price of say 10 rupees. But in our case, to be a member of this cooperative, you need to come with a cow and a buffalo, which costs 50,000 rupees. So these are not only shareholders, but also the stakeholders. And they want to play this game on a long-term basis, staying with the brand, the product they own, and build on it for India and the world.
Well, absolutely. Many thanks for speaking to us on Business Today TV. It's been an absolute pleasure to discuss the Amul story with you, and looking forward to many more interactions going forward to understand more about this magical story that you've been weaving for over 77 years. It's been a pleasure. Many thanks, sir.
Thank you so much for having me here, and it's a great pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.